charge was also dishonest. Nobody was lying. We were all wrong.
Tun Dr. Siti Hasnah Muhammad Ali, Advisor, Perdana Global Peace Foundation. Yang berbahagia Tan Sri Norian Mai, Chairman Perdana Global Peace Foundation.
And who belong to an ethnic group that is different from the main population of Myanmar, who are actually Buddhists. This group basically are actually Muslims, and their problem is that the government of Myanmar refuses to acknowledge that they are citizens of Myanmar. A lot of Chinese and Indians were brought in. These people came in initially temporarily, and when there was this great recession of 1929, many of them went back to their own country, which means, of course, that they are transients. They are not really concerned about becoming citizens of this country and Malacca. We accepted initially those who were given citizenship of the British-owned territories of Penang and Malacca. But later on, it was decided that all the Chinese and the Indians who regard this country as their home and want to stay here permanently, they should be given the right access to citizenship. But beyond that, we decided that according to the principles of jus soli, we accepted some 1 million people who, if we are going to go by the conditions applied to those wanting to become citizens of Malaysia, they would not qualify. The Myanmar government decided that these were not Myanmar people. They were not entitled to citizenship of Myanmar. This is grossly wrong. If other countries can accept, for a number of them, well, not a small number, thousands of them have been forced to leave the country. And many of them are to be found in Southeast Asia, including in Malaysia. We have tried in Malaysia to return these people to Myanmar, only to be told that these are not Myanmar citizens, and therefore they are not entitled to be sent back to Myanmar. This creates a problem, of course, because now these people become stateless. Nobody stands up for them. They are almost as if they don't exist, but they exist. Physically they exist, and they are living in Malaysia, Thailand, and a few other countries. And they have a right to go back to Myanmar, state into a democratic state in which people would have the right to choose their own governments. But it would be a travesty of justice if a huge section or a considerable section of the population are denied this right. We seek to get the Rohingyas to be recognized as the citizens of Myanmar, to be able to stay in where they have been living, to go back to Myanmar, to be given all the rights accorded to the citizens of Myanmar. That is what we seek. And we are here to show what happens when people are denied their rights. There would be clashes, there would be oppression of the minority, there would be deprival of the rights of the minority, and this is not something that a state can be proud of. It's a right, but of course it's not always possible to force people to change their custom, their culture, their language in order to be assimilated. In Malaysia, we don't stress assimilation, we stress integration. And although I would admit that race relations in Malaysia is not perfect, we are still having some problems over racial issues, but for 55 years now, we have been at peace, living in a very peaceful country where it is possible for the country to make progress and to give its people a good life. And let the panel members make their presentations, and we hope that there will be dialogue with the audience in case the members of present have some suggestions to make or some corrections to make, so that we can discuss this issue in a very rational way, calmly, and with the objective of finding a solution to the plight of the Rohingya in Myanmar.
And this is not, groups like the Taliban groups to exploit the issue. This issue is Rohingyas are perhaps the worst scenario of all of the minorities in Myanmar. But these are, and what we ask about the situation in Arakan is that this is very much a human-created problem made by the decisions of the government, and therefore it's very possible that Myanmar is a very large country, and I can understand how some people in parts of the country far away from Myanmar can be susceptible to the government